Hi, my name is Marilee Bresciani, and I have the privilege of being the founder and president of the Rushing to Yoga Foundation, the foundation that is brought about the Integrative Inquiry curriculum. The question that's being posed today is why the Integrative Inquiry curriculum? Why did the Rushing to Yoga Foundation create something? Why did I invest my time in working with a lot of brilliant people to develop the course or the curriculum? This all started with a conversation around the declining value of a higher education degree. The question around what is the value of a higher education degree really struck me. And so as I began to think about what the evidence that we have for higher education, how do we know that higher education is producing students who are able to do what we say they are able to be the professionals or creative thinkers, citizens, all of the sorts of important things that we need right now to change the way the world is moving and hopefully creating a more peaceful, thoughtful, compassionate world to live in. So as we look at what evidence we have a lot of knowledge acquisition evidence. In other words, we have test scores that we can provide people with to let you know how well we are, quote unquote, producing students who are able to problem solve with math problems, or engineers, how to engineer, design, and all of the sort of knowledge acquisition pieces of the work that we do. And I don't mean to denigrate that in any way. Knowledge acquisition is incredibly important. But what we do know also is that we don't have much research, much evidence that we are producing the kinds of graduates that our employers are requiring. And that includes things like critical and analytical reasoning skills, civility, ability to embrace ambiguity, ability to be creative, co-creators, all of the things that the AAC&U 2013 survey said from employers that we are not doing. And the Center for Creative Leadership 2011 survey said that we need to create in our graduates, that we need to see our graduates be able to demonstrate when they graduate from college. So it is with this context that I envisioned we are having the idea that a college of education degree, or not necessarily a college education degree, but an educational degree, a 2-year, 4-year master's, whatever, may not have value because we can't provide evidence that our graduates can do the kinds of things that employers want and say they are not seeing. So in discovering this, I took up the notion of critical thinking, for instance, because that's certainly something that I value, the ability to analytically reason and be creative and find creative solutions, become the wicked problem solvers that we read about are required. And I looked to see, what do we really know about critical thinking? And there are a lot of literature, there is a lot of literature about critical thinking out there. However, it may be that we don't necessarily know how to design the opportunities for students to become critical thinking, and perhaps that's why it's not there. Or is it not there because we don't actually have the tools to effectively evaluate critical thinking? I don't know. So in order to test this, we worked with predominantly the curriculum from Google University that they use around emotional intelligence and mindfulness, and then John Kabat-Zinn's mindfulness-based stress reduction work, Kristen Neff's self-compassion work, Baron Baptiste's empowering, self-empowering work. We took all of this work that these brilliant people have created and we brought it together in a 16-week course, because that's how higher education is organized, at least at our institution, into 16 weeks. And we designed a course to see if we could influence critical thinking dispositions. Now, using Philippe Golden's work from Stanford University, we recognized that we could use these tools that have already been researched to show increased attention regulation, emotion regulation, and cognitive regulation, and we could see how those map on to critical thinking dispositions. The idea, of course, is can we actually educate students to, in a very intentional, purposeful way, provide them opportunities to improve their critical thinking skill set while also embracing ambiguity, while managing the stress that obviously impacts, again, from another body of research, their ability to persist in higher education and focus and do the kinds of works that they need to do. So we're in the process actually right now of analyzing that data, working with some wonderful people around that work, and looking to see if we are able to actually influence critical thinking dispositions. Our preliminary data already shows that we have significantly increased students' ability to focus, to pay attention, that we've decreased their stress and anxiety through these training tools, teaching tools, and that they have self-reported their ability to be in the midst of uncertainty with less stress and increased focus. So again, all of this is the integrative inquiry added onto that Marcia Baxter Magolda's self-authorship, so that the idea is that we can actually begin to have students coach themselves into a place of more empowerment of themselves and others, less stress, an increased ability to analytically reason and other things. So stay tuned for the data. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, the history of why we do integrative inquiry, why we created it. Until next time.